There's folk going into parks and there's children getting in danger for paedophiles, anybody all over the place, and there's nobody doing nothing about it. There's only 30 folk showed up here today to try and help us out, to get noticed and get something done about it. And I mean, is nobody wanting kids to be protected these days? He's wanting something. Is it only a matter of time before something happens to the Waynes?
I was here 2 weeks ago with my daughters, just a wee play day, and a couple pretended to take pictures of trees. Confronted them, they didn't even have kids. And they just
male, female?
Male and female. One male, one female.
Well, I'm here just to support, to make sure kids are safe and let folk start to realise that kids are no safer now. That more people need to go on the street and help us demonstrate against what's happening.
What brings you guys down here?
15 grandwins, mate, and I don't want to see anything happen to them. So I'm just down here putting them sport out.
What brings yourself down here?
For the sake of my grandwins.
What's that? What you scared for them?
I am scared for them and what the future's going to be.
Just personally think that folk are honestly sitting in their arses and when something does happen to a wee way, they'll all go on the media, Facebook and all that, saying how terrible it is, but they're not doing nothing about it.
So today I'm down in Kilmarnock and I've seen these guys are doing a protest, a peaceful protest. I'm just curious to what they've got going on. So came down, wanting to see their concerns, wanting to see what the community of Kilmarnock are saying. I can understand what these guys are all about, so let's have a chat with them all, see what they're all saying. I'm approaching them now, and the police are with them now, so this is interesting already. And let's see if we can have a chat with some people, see what they're all about. Maybe see. That should be interesting. See what follows, I say. Alright, lads. How you doing, alright? I just thought I'd come down and show support to you, and any's alright for a wee interview under, let's be honest here, the mainstream media aren't going to cover you. So I'll be your media. I mean, I'll be your media. I know, there he's there. What's the plan? Are they harassing you over there?
I'll just ask this question.
Ask if you're right wing and all that.
Just ask if I'm going to walk on roads and stuff.
Aye. Well, I just come on and just talk like your concerns and all that. Like, see, to be honest with you, I think this is what Scotland needs, do you know what I mean? I think, like, see, the numbers aren't big enough, but if more and more people start to talk this way, then there's going to be a change, do you know what I mean? And especially for the wee ones, you know what I mean? Well, that's it. Who's the organisers? Is you? Aye, I know, and the TikTok and that. Aye, we'll have a quick chat. So I'm just down here with Peter, down in Kilmarnock. Peter, I seen you put up a post the other day regarding this protest, this peaceful protest.
Yep.
Numbers are not exactly massive, mate, but at the end of the day, these things, this change has to happen. What's the purpose he's coming down?
Well, the purpose is there's more and more of these rumours and videos going on Facebook about like people filming Waynes in the park and they're walking in. Some of the videos of folk actually try to get a hold of Waynes and walk them out the park with their parents maybe sitting a couple of metres away, and it's just really, really concerning, to be honest with you, because as I say, I've got a wee boy as well, and if that was my son, I would not be happy. So we're just protesting about it because something really needs to get done, and it's not just the fact that it's foreigners. There's actual folk from Scotland, there's paedophiles and everything getting shacked up in houses close to schools, but nobody's telling them that they're there, and I think that's wrong. And a lot of these folk that are here also think that's wrong, and we just feel that it has to change. There has to be something done about it, because it's only a matter of time before one of the kids actually gets something done to them, and I think it's shocking.
So down here in Kilmarnock, came across this guy here, PKS, Protecting Kids Scotland. Andy, you want to tell us a wee bit about yourself?
Just here to support the boys that's here to keep predators away from our kids. That's right. Not much else really.
Aye, how long have you been doing this film, mate?
Probably 10 years now.
10 years, seen a lot of support or what?
Aye.
take a walk with these guys?
I'm not. My lungs are knackered.
Oh, aye. Well, like I said, I'm only down here to try and raise awareness, try and get the numbers up.
Get awareness out there, that's what we're all trying to do.
100%. I think.
Get awareness out. We fought in our school because my main primary school had shared toilets, boys and girls. No happening.
So again, mate, down here in Howard Park in Kilmarnock, like I said, mate, I'm just down here asking people what you're here for, because you don't want to be tarnished. You're here for the wrong reasons.
Of course. As I say, it's a peaceful protest. There's no race hate. I've got a lot of friends that are Indians, Pakistani people. Done deliveries for them myself personally. Nice enough fellas, but it's when it's on your doorstep, especially at the Howard Park here. I was here 2 weeks ago with my daughters, just for a wee play day, and there were a couple pretending to take pictures of trees. Confronted them, they didn't even have kids. And they just
Male, female?
Male and female. One male, one female.
Right. And did they have kids with them?
No.
Didn't have kids?
They didn't have kids with them. They were just walking straight through the park. I asked them what they were taking pictures of, tried to pretend they were taking pictures of trees, all things. And then when I tried to converse with them, they denied all knowledge, no English, no nothing. And then just disappeared into the wilderness.
And did you see pictures on the phone and that?
I just asked what they were taking pictures of, and he was trying to pretend he was taking pictures of the trees, but he was blatantly walking by and he was still looking back in a big screen, and it was right there. And you can see it blatant, but it's not even just that as well. I mean, there's like, you've heard the stories of the London Primary School as well, which is just local to us, just about 10 minutes up the walk up there, and that's where we were hearing about the young guy that was pretending to shoot kids through the fence.
Right, what was that?
It was, well, I can't say who it was, Indian, Pakistani, or whatever else, but of that description, if that's racially acceptable, sorry. And I was pretending to shoot the kids through the fence, and then they were keeping the kids in at playtime.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Aye.
What brings yourself down here?
For the sake of my grandwains.
What's that? What you scared for them?
Aye, I'm scared for them and what the future's going to be.
Why is that?
Because I'm all they've got. Because I'm a kinship carer for my 2 grandsons. And they've got nobody.
So are you scared about what you've been seeing recently on social media and all the posts and stuff?
Aye, definitely.
Aye, what do you think should be done about it?
Well, mere things like us.
Do you not think the numbers should be bigger?
Aye.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Aye.
Because it is Easter bank holiday and there's a lot more folk could be in.
And then people are saying on Facebook they're going to attend, and then don't attend. It was like the one last week I was here at my just at Rugby Park. My grandson's 10, and he's doing well. He's not coming my bit, come from noon again. But it's shocking. Last week the guys were out protesting. They were all at the park. There was more people like yourselves, like these guys that are organising it than there was anybody else.
Aye.
But they're all Facebook gangsters. That's all they should be protecting kids, no hiding behind the keyboard.
And it's like I said, the mainstream media aren't covering this, so I feel someone needs to come out and I call myself bring the noise, because I think we need to start all bringing the noise. Oh, do you?
Aye.
Well, like I say, the numbers aren't great, but you know, if we can, the media.
I've had a stroke, by the way.
Oh, have you?
And I've travelled in for walking in the bus for this.
Oh, have you? Well, fair play. Well, if you can get up out your bed to do this, and I don't want to say your age on camera, but if you can do it, why the rest of Scotland not doing it for the kids?
Why
That's a question.
not doing it? Why? And they're all shouting about this, and why have they not came here to support their own kids and grandkids?
100%. Well, look, I'm gonna fire about and try and get more interviews.
Aye.
You guys be careful. I know you've had a stroke, but at least you're getting up out your bed and coming out for the grandwins. Thanks, guys. It seems to be that this isn't just happening in Scotland. This seems to be a kind of global thing. Do you know what I mean? And there's more people like coming to this way of thinking. I mean, obviously, people start to label people who do these kind of protests far right. I mean, are you guys far right?
Definitely not far right. As I say, in my video that I put up on TikTok, I've got family that are Tamil Indians. I'm no racist in the slightest bit, but I'm not going to be feared to say that it is certain types of folk that are doing this certain stuff, and I'll stand and say it. I'm no racist. I'm no wanting to be that way. But what is the reason for going into the parks in the first place if they hadn't got away with them? Why are they sitting filming our kids? You know what I mean? It's you don't actually see anybody for here get into the park and filming the wains. So I'm no pinpointing somebody, but to be honest with you, I'm not feared to say what I've got to say. Okay?
And do you find that if people are Kilmarnock, I mean, was any of these did any of these incidents happen in Kilmarnock, or was it?
Yes, that part right across there.
So over there,
that's been one of the main hubs that the certain types of folk are coming to constantly, nearly every day, and doing this type of stuff. And that's why we met here.
Right, so I didn't realise it. I just thought it was a general concern.
No, it's been in the town centre, and as I say, it's a lot of folks been tarnishing us with the brush, but I'm certainly no racist in the slightest bit, and I never ever will be. And I also said in one of my videos that anybody's welcome. It doesn't matter what race, religion you're welcome to this march. If you're concerned, that's all that matters.
So again, I'm just out here, I'm just asking people what you're all doing in Kilmarnock, what you're all marching for. I was saying earlier on that the numbers here I think are terrible. You know, if you guys are out here, you're marching for the future, marching for the children. I don't understand why the numbers aren't that big, but I don't know, do you want to tell us a bit of background, mate, why you're here?
Well, I'm here just to support, to make sure kids are safe and let folks start to realise that kids are no safer now. That more people need to go on the street and help us demonstrate against what's happening. Because the cops don't seem to be doing too much about it.
The police were here earlier on, did you have a chat with them?
Well, I think the police were here more to see if we were like far right, as they say, far right. That's
what is far right?
Well, far right is if we're all supporting Tommy Robinson and all that. But we're just here to bring attention to people. Look out for your children and make sure they're safe on the streets. That's about it. That's why I'm here.
Aye. What do you think of the numbers, mate?
Well, I think the numbers could be better, but it's a start. You know, every small, long journey begins with a small step, doesn't it?
100%, mate. 100%. I appreciate that, mate.
Thanks a lot. I'm not great at interviews.
Not, mate. At the end of the day, like I said, I'm only here because I mean, you're not going to get any media coverage here, are you?
Well, you're right.
That's the media coming.
I'll be on media. You know what I mean? Like I said, I seen this other night and I thought, you know what, I'll come down, have a look, see what you're all about and that. Do you know what I mean? March around, but I appreciate it, guys. Aye, 100%. I mean, like I said, it seems to be that this kind of stuff's happening. It's not just in Scotland, it's not in England. A lot more people. I mean, look at Ireland.
Exactly.
Look what happened with Ireland, mate. The two of them stood there with the two flags standing together against this stuff. There's major concerns. I mean, obviously, mass illegal immigration. It's a bit of a concern, is it not?
Aye, I actually think it's quite sad because I've seen TikToks as well where people are dying and folk are laughing about it. I don't think it's a laughing matter. I think it's sad that folk are fleeing a war-torn country, but also, personally, myself think there's no enough families coming here. It's not just guys. It's not just, there's no women and children coming.
Aye, I mean, you had the police here earlier. How were they?
Well, as I say, we've not done anything to cause any disruption or anything like that. We're not planning on doing anything that will harm any of these businesses or anything. It's just a fact that we want to march just to get noticed and try and make everybody else around the country and down in England and in Ireland noticed as well. Ken, we've also got, like, you've got, I don't know what you could say, but it just needs to get stopped. Put it that way.
100%, mate. Well, what I said, obviously the numbers aren't big, but I mean, and let's be honest, I don't see the media out here covering this.
You'll never get the media covering it.
I'll be on media.
You're the best media.
Bring the noise, that right to say, mate. And I think what it is for me, I think there's a lot of issues happening in Scotland, around the whole of the UK, and I think that, like, we all need to come together with all these different, and I mean, for me, I think there's a bigger plan at play.
100%. There's something going on that's not right. I feel like a minority in my own country, put it that way, and that I take that as a racist if you want, but I really do, and I think I'm telling the truth. You don't get anywhere in life without telling the truth. You know what I mean? So I think if everybody can step up, this is just the first step. We can have more of these anytime we want. But I just don't like the fact of thinking my wee boy's in a park and there's somebody filming them with motives something that they're going to do to him, and that's speaking for every kid, not just Ellis.
Aye, well, like I said, I appreciate the time here, mate, and for me, more people coming together, more people, you know, why is the numbers not big enough? Why is there no more parents out here more concerned? You know what I
I
mean?
personally think that folk are feared to talk. That's what I really think. I think that folk are feared to open their mouth and actually say what's going on. You know what I mean? And there's an instance that happened a couple of weeks ago that really got me thinking. There's a guy in the mills walking with his daughter on his back, and a load of folk pulls up. There's videos and pictures of this on Facebook. A guy jumps out a car and tries to snatch the lassie off the guy's back.
Aye.
That's her own dad in this main street in the mills. What were they going to do to that wee lassie when they got her? Do you get what I mean?
don't
It's
know,
fucking
man.
shocking, to be honest with you.
Well, look, mate, I appreciate the time, and
Absolutely, man.
he's a
And I'd hate to
follow.
meet you. I follow you anyway.
Aye, mate, well,
follow me,
like I
I
say,
follow
I think
you.
more people need to start standing up in this country to try and make the
1,000%,
change, and hopefully, you know, it's signs like this when it might get bigger numbers in the future, do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. It's just a start, as I say. It's just a step for it. And it has to stop. And it's not just any fraction of folk. There's, see, like, so paedophiles getting put in houses close to schools, and the government only telling them where they are. I think that's fucking wrong. And I think it should change. They should be told where they are at all times, because these folk are a danger to our fucking kids. And that's it.
What brings you guys down here?
13 grand range, mate, and I don't want to see anything happening to them. So
Aye.
I'm just getting here, put the sport out.
Aye.
Sure, everything's going to be fine. But it's a nice, peaceful one, so it's all good.
Aye, obviously, what do you think of the numbers?
It's good. It's a good turnout for what it was. You know what I mean, if it had been more publicised, there's a lot of people on the Facebook page saying it should have been more publicised, but
Aye.
there we go. It's good turnout. I mean, it's
Sorry, what about yourself?
Well, hopefully the next one the guys have will be bigger.
Aye. What brings
It
you?
needs to be addressed.
What brings you down? I know.
Well,
I know you. I know. Aye.
I'm
Aye.
here for the kids, you know what I mean?
I didn't realise it was this park that it was happening in. Is it?
Aye, she got arrested in the park and released the next day.
What happened in the park?
Similarly, she was just taking pictures and videos of the rains. She got arrested, came to the police station, then released the next morning. So we don't know what the charges were already. But
And what's everybody saying?
look, they just not everybody is really upset about it all. You know what I mean? It's definitely just
Aye.
should be happening. Seeming there's nothing we can do about them taking the videos and all the rest of it. So I think there was a breach of the peace, and that's all it was.
So this protest we're having is about kids' safety. There's folk going into parks, and there's children getting in danger for paedophiles, anybody all over the place, and there's nobody doing nothing about it. There's only 30 folk showed up here today to try and help us out, to get noticed and get something done about it. And I mean, is nobody wanting kids to be protected these days? He's wanting something. Is it only a matter of time before something happens to the Waynes? So we're here today to try and get noticed and get the whole of Scotland, possibly England, to notice as well. This isn't anything to do with hate or race or crime or anything like that. This is peaceful. Anybody's welcome, no matter what race or religion you are. Yous are all welcome. If there's kids in danger, something needs to get done about it now. And that is it. There's not enough folk coming out to help us and try and get noticed to make sure the government see what's happening here. It's a disappointment that all the folk on my TikTok said they were going to show up today, and hardly any of us did. At least the folk that appeared, gratefully, we appreciate that, have turned up. This is to help kids and to make sure that our kids are safe. There's guys out there that are preying on our children, and we're letting it happen. We can't let it happen. Something has to get done, and it could start the day. This is only a fraction of what could happen. Hopefully, more folk turn up the next one, but it's not looking likely if you don't go up off your asses. We can't keep silent about it. Something has to get done, and it has to start now. This is terrible what's going on.
And is this, see this is obviously circulated on social media quite big. The response was quite big. I mean, I'm not going to lie, like, I seen this on the boys' TikTok last week and I seen it yesterday and I thought I'll come down, there might be some decent numbers. I mean, what do you think of the numbers?
Very disappointed, to be honest, but it's true what they say, like everybody can sit on a keyboard on a couch with a cup of tea and just hit the like button, hit the love button and say, oh, I'll be there about time, this and the next thing, and it shows. But I'm not saying just wait, but if it's on your doorstep, it can be your child. And see if it is your child, then you can guarantee you'll be here with your family and your team and 20, 30 bodies. So why not come out and try and eradicate it?
When you were here, you were with your kids?
Yeah.
Wow. And what did you tell the police or anything like that about this?
Never, because obviously I knew about this. Lee and Peter grew up with them all my life, so I knew I was coming to this and possibly get a chance to speak and take off my chest, but I think it's disgusting. Again, I've not got anything about refugees and that coming over and everything else, but in my personal opinion, it should be women and children that are getting refuge. No 22, 25-year-old men.
For me, like my college has always been on the Jags, but at the same time, I'm kind of getting sick of the mainstream media lying to people. And the reason I came down here is to kind of show people why you guys have got concerns. Like I said, at what point do people genuinely care? Are they going to care when it happens to their child?
Of course, definitely. I mean, I always hear on the mainstream, like BBC, ITV, Bradford, Northampton, big cities, but it's right on your doorstep here, and it's constant. It's not just like a wee one-off. You're hearing about a lot of things every day. Don't get me wrong, a lot of it might be social media, clickbait and whatever else, but I've seen it personally, so it's affected me. I mean, my wife takes my kids to the park and she gets worried sometimes. And I don't blame them. I don't blame any woman, because at the end of the day, your kid could be snatched up.
Well said! How do you feel about your local authority continually moving sex offenders into your...
Shocking. I think it's fucking terrible. There's a guy stayed across the road to me, right? We've got a wee cul-de-sac out the back door, right? A boy get moved in the back door, and as I said to him, my mate worked for a certain time. So we found out that this guy was a rapist. There's Wayne, and he raped 2 wee children. There's Wayne's playing football out our back doors, and nobody knew he was there. All it took for that guy was the parents out the back doors to turn their eye, and that guy could come out in a heartbeat and take him away. I don't want that in my schemes. I don't want that anywhere near my fucking schemes.
Spoke to your local MP about challenging this?
We haven't yet, but we're obviously going to need to. This is just, as I said, we're just parents worried. Now we've realised that we have to do stuff like that, definitely going to start talking about it, 1,000,000%. We just thought that we could have a peaceful protest, folk would turn out in their droves and help us, but disappointingly, folk hadn't showed up. There was thousands of folk saying they were going to show up, but they haven't showed up, and it's only a matter of time before something happens to somebody's poor, innocent wee child, before folk they get up after us and they go and do something about it. We don't want that to happen, so we're doing it right now. Good man. That's it. And as I said, this is nothing to do with race, nothing to do with religion, nothing to do with immigration. Anybody's welcome to these marches. We don't care who you are. As I said, this is about children. They're innocent. They don't care any better. We're the ones that know, and we're the ones that can stop it. And I think it should start now, and I think folks should be getting up off their asses and doing something about it.
Bring a noise.
Getting these folk, getting these pedos and the rapists and that, getting them punted out the schemes, because they're not welcome in our schemes. We don't fucking want them here.
And where should we put them?
Put them on an island somewhere. Be honest with you. No, they should be registered. You should know where they are. At least know where they are. It should be common knowledge. It should be common knowledge where these guys are staying, and especially when they're putting them close to a school. That's shocking. Do you know what I mean? What's going on here? We're letting this fucking happen. Do you know what I mean, man? There's guys hovering about Wayne's play parts, and you're sitting watching it happen. No, I don't think so. It stops now, and we get noticed. More towns in Scotland should be doing the same kind of thing and getting it done and dusted.
How long you stayed in Kilmarnock for?
All my life.
All your life. Have you noticed a change in Kilmarnock over the last, I don't know, since when? When's the change been?
I'd say the last 10 years especially. I've also got a brother that's autistic. Goes to a school called Willowbank. There was a there was a convicted paedophile who was moved into a flat right across, with his front window faced on to the playground.
Really?
And then I was told it's the class, technically they put them in an area where they can re-offend to see if they will re-offend. That's what I was told by a police officer.
Seriously?
Aye, so it's to see if they will re-offend and react.
Wow.
Again, it's absolutely disgusting, but then they sit there and tell you publicly that you can go into a police office, like a police station, and ask for all the areas and everything else. So why is that not public knowledge in the first place? But personally, I don't believe it should be anywhere near this. We were talking about earlier, do you think they could re-offend? I don't, regardless if you re-offend or not, if you've already offended, that's enough.
Yeah.
It's already implanted in your brain that way.
Yeah. I think there should be, would they re-offend if the punishment was a bit harder?
Castrating, personally. I mean, as I said, personally, if it happened to one of my daughters, I couldn't tell you on camera what everybody.
I get it,
and I believe everybody here would be the exact same, including yourself. I mean, we've got the wee man here, wee Peter's wee boy. I mean, they don't have some habit to something like that. In that age.
I think regardless, all human beings, all adults, anything that can put a child in danger, like I say, everybody should be here concerned. And if you have got a concern, and you know, if this circulated as big as it did, then again, maybe the advertisement wasn't the best for this. But at the end of the day, I like to say now unity in the community. And if the communities start coming out like Kilmarnock, Glasgow, whatever, Southside, do you know what I mean? If all the communities start to come together, then that means that there might be a bigger change. Maybe the government will start to listen.
Of course, I mean, some of the smaller areas in Kilmarnock, if it was to happen in like a team, like wherever that person stays, that house would probably get torched, set on fire and everything else. But if we're going to wait for that to happen before there is change, why not try and hit the nail on the head right now and get it started, get the ball rolling and try and I'm not even saying delay them for coming here, but it shouldn't be in these public areas for a start.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is a big park for Kilmarnock. It's kind of one main area, but it's no child should be scared to come to a public park.
Let's see the next one then. Let's see the boys and see yourself and do things like that. And then it's maybe fair play that it's hard to organise.
You're starting to go to the media.
A bigger MPs all. We need folk like you as well. We did tag in, we tagged a lot of people, stuff like that. I know there's no big turnout, but I just personally think folk are honestly sitting in their asses and when something does happen to a wee way, they'll all go on the media, Facebook and all that, saying how terrible it is, but they're not doing nothing about it. You know what I mean? Aye. Every time you do. I want my son protected, I want everybody else's veins protected. That's all I feel for my veins.
So again, mate, I'm just down here interviewing people. Obviously, the numbers aren't the best, mate. Tell us what you're here for.
Well, there's more people who hear the message we get across to stand up for against all that stuff that's happening with people flashing at parts and recording wains and that, man. We have to stand up and be counted to get this message across because nobody's happy about it and we want to protect our kids most of all, you know what I mean? And like, if we don't do it, it's not going to get done. And what the man was saying, us and MPs and all that and get the message across here, more people need to do more things like that. And that's what I'm into, that's what I'm here for.
100%. What do you think of the numbers, mate?
It could have been more. It was a bit disappointing, but now people are walking by, they're seeing what's happening. I hope this message gets shared and they all stand up for the right thing to do here.
And it's not just a Kilmarnock issue, that seems to be.
It's absolutely everyone. It's disgusting and it needs to be dealt with.
100%. And do you feel like the police are kind of failing you on this matter?
Definitely. They're getting targeted next week. Their protest signs and messages across to take this the peaceful way we can. And so there's no bullet starting, but the bullet's starting if we don't do nothing about it. You know what I mean?
100%. I mean, for me, I think there's a bigger thing at play here because I think this isn't just happening in Scotland. It seems to be all over the UK. It's not just that, it's happening in Germany as well. Obviously, there's concerns over mass illegal immigration and stuff. I mean,
no, Ken, there's no coming doing hard enough to tap it for me because I wouldn't be here doing this if they're doing their job right.
Aye. And at the end of the day, this isn't about that anyway. This is about protecting
In
children.
the rains, aye, but it's one thing leads to the other, people get carried away with it, I know that. But it's all about the rains and getting the rains fucking safety.
And you're local here?
I am local, mate.
And I take it you know about the park. I didn't, as I said earlier on, I didn't actually realise it happened in that
I
park.
was away working and the boys messaged me and I goes, I'll be there definitely, you know what I mean? Because we've all got family, we've all got youngins and all, man, we want to protect them all at all costs.
Aye, and like, have you seen a change in like Kilmarnock over the years regarding this kind of stuff? Have you seen
It's
it?
getting more and more popular, I don't want to say popular, but known. Fucking things like this happening, all the terrible, disgusting things you hear, and the posts are doing nothing about it. And it's people like Peter and who's starting all this up. It's got to make a change. It has to.
100%. I like to say, mate, bring the noise, and for me, like I've got my own cause because of the COVID jags and stuff like that. But I think everything's interlinked, and for me, protecting children's number one. And I think everybody in Scotland should be getting up off their arse and getting out there and, you know, bringing the noise, I like to say.
Oh, definitely, man. The more noise, the more we stand up and becount it, and the message will get across. That's what I'm here for, my man.
Appreciate it, mate.
You know what I mean? Cool for cats.
You're not seeing spent convictions, you're not seeing pending convictions, you're not seeing anything else, you're only seeing what you want to see. So the real numbers in your communities are significantly higher than you think they are. The only way you can make a difference is like that. There's a challenge now in terms of so it is again. You need to do this yourself. You've got to take the thing
No, because remember back in the day, like, I don't know how old you are, mate, but I'd imagine
38 next Sunday.
so we're roughly the same age, but back in the day, mate, like, you know, we used to cut about as kids, you'd be free, you know what I mean? But see now it seems that as parents now, we can't give our children that freedom.
I'm really lucky to let my kids play it in the street.
You don't see it anymore?
We used to play probably like yourself when the street lights came on or something, you're still playing hide and seek with about 30 bodies. See now, you don't see that anymore.
You can because we like. I sometimes feel that social media's kind of put the fear into parents as well.
It does.
Do you know what I mean? And
social
like,
media is a real cause for concern, and it does a lot of clickbait and a lot of fear mongering. At the end of the day, it's just it's the way kids are growing up now with technology. Everybody's got a phone. I mean, my daughter's 6 and she's got a TikTok account. You know what I mean? And it's just she makes French toast and stuff, and obviously we supervise it. But this is the world we live in now. And we never had like that kind of technology.
Well, I said my good friend Alex Kearney, he's very on top of all this stuff, and you know, he's very big on the Snapchat. Do you know what I mean? He thinks the Snapchat's one of the worst ones. But look, mate, appreciate you for talking. Number one for coming out here. You know, like I say,
thanks for coming yourself. Sir.
No, like I said, mate, I'm only here to try and do. I just feel the mainstream media are not going to cover these concerns by people in Scotland. Why is STV not here?
You'd be lucky if it gets in the Kilmarnock Standard, because again they'll probably even be scaremonger at the fact that if we pick this up it's like a racial discrimination or something.
Well, make sure you follow my channel, Bring the Noise on YouTube and on TikTok and that as well. But I'm not here for likes and all that, mate. I'm only here to try and hopefully people start to make a change in Scotland.
Well, you'll boost this more than anything else has ever happened, so we can all appreciate that. Thanks very much,
I appreciate it, mate. Cheers, my man.
Take care.
So Peter, we've came to the end of this March today, mate. How do you feel about it? Obviously you done a wee speech as well, mate. How are you feeling after this?
Well, I just tell it for the heart, and I tell what's actually happening in this country, and I think it should be changed, and that is my personal opinion. And I think you've got too many folks sitting on their couch back at home on their tablets or their laptops or their phones, sitting saying they'll come to this kind of stuff to help get it changed, but they never actually appear. We're no disappointed in how many folk appeared. We're more concerned about our kids getting protected. This isn't for glory, this isn't for anything like that. My mate, as I said, Big Lee Walker organised it. I'm proud of him for doing it. Maybe 30 folk showed up. At least 30 folk did show up though, and they're going to get it. They're going to get the ball rolling now. But I think it should go into bigger things. And like I said to yourself, you want to organise something, we'll certainly come up and support you. There's no problem. I just feel like more folk should be getting up off their arse, and I keep saying it in my speeches.
Well, like I say, mate, we are the media now. For me, your mainstream media. Nothing but lies, but lies now, and I say that everybody needs to start bringing the noise, man, because like I say, I arrived the day I seen your video. There was a lot of comments. I thought you're going to get at least 50, 60 here. I only seen a small amount, but you know what? You guys came out, you done a good job. You still raised awareness, and that's the main thing.
Exactly.
And for me, hopefully this makes a bit of noise around the rest of Scotland, and the rest of Scotland start standing up, because I personally think that what's getting played out is a bigger agenda, because it's not just happening in Scotland, it's happening in Europe, around the world.
Well, I honey watched the telly for about 5 years now, and the reason I don't watch the telly is because the shite that they're feeding you. They're telling you what they want you to hear, but let's believe it, folk can see with their own eyes, and there is stuff happening in this country. I was in my back garden, and unaware to me, there was a fucking rapist get moved in just across the back door. All the Waynes are out playing football in the scheme. All it takes is for that creep to come out his house, grab one of the Waynes, and do whatever he wants to fucking do to him without us knowing, because nobody told us that he was staying there. The government need to change that. Let's believe it. But they're only going to get it changed with folk coming out in their numbers. This is just a start for us. As I said, Big Lee organised it, and I feel fucking proud for him. It's only a wee amount of folk showed up, but at least they came, and that's it.
Well, mate, I appreciate you guys for all doing it as well, and
we appreciate you coming as well, and giving us a platform to stand and giving us a voice, as you said, bringing the noise.
I'm just sick of it, mate. I'm just sick of mainstream media not doing their job, and I'm sick of the government not doing their job. As simple as that. And like I say, they've ignored people like me, like the COVID, the people who've been affected by the Jag. They're ignoring you guys. They're ignoring all that stuff. They're ignoring the farmers. There's a bigger thing at play.
There's more kids go missing in this country without any media coverage. But is it going to take one of our children to get abducted or something happen to them for folk to actually do something that is happening on a daily basis? So folk need to stand up for themselves now. People need to stand up for themselves now and get something done about it. Because as you said, the government just see us as a cash cow. They're not interested in what happens in the streets. This is happening in our fucking streets, and we need to get it changed. And we need to get it changed now. That's it.
Bring the fucking noise.
Bring the fucking noise. That's it.
So that's me finished here at Howard Park in Kilmarnock. Numbers weren't great, but you know what? These guys came out and tried to make a bit of a change. Spoke to the organiser. He said to me, John, I'm out my depth here. I've never done this before, but I felt like I had to do something. And you know what? I take my hat off to him for doing that. You know, these people have got a concern in their community. They've got a concern to what's happening. And like Peter said, you know, a lot of people said they were going to come along to this, but, you know, the numbers just weren't there. I thought they were going to get a big turnout. You know, there's obviously been concerns regarding this park and what's been happening, but, you know, for me, I think more people speaking out and more people starting to raise concerns. And let's be honest, the mainstream media aren't going to cover this. You know, a lot of people have lost faith in them, especially myself. So for me, I think the change can happen. I think more people need to start doing something. But anyway, as I always like to say, bring the noise. And if you have enjoyed this, please do like and subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and tell as many people as possible, because unity is what's needed to make the change. Thank you.